My roommate made my freshman year horrible, but she got what she deserved in the end.
Expelled. Calling it.
Oh, this is from last year, my freshman year of college, and I was told Reddit would love this crap. Not my first post, but it's like my third, so I'm sorry for any errors, and I hope this is the right forum for this. Some basic information. My dad is a professor at the college I attend. Adjunct and teaches the core classes everyone is required to take. This comes in later. By the way, this comes from user RinMaru13, and you can submit your stories on the r/OK Storytime subreddit.
Hey, yo.
So, I was really hyped up to be starting college like most people are. Who isn't excited to move out of their parents' house, get some independence, and choose what they want to study for once? And of course, I was excited to make new friends, specifically hoping to bond with my roommate since everyone I knew who had been through college said their closest friend was their freshman year roommate. Now, I was going to a local college, but since I went to a small high school, no one else was going to this one, favoring the larger ones. So, since I didn't know anyone, I had a roommate randomly assigned to me. Enter entitled roommate. Let's call her Jasmine. As soon as I got her number, I texted her to ask about her interests and try to bond, as well as trying to work out who would bring what to furnish the room. Standard stuff when you're planning to spend a year living with someone. Pretty much from the start, I got weird vibes from Jasmine, very short, curt replies, and very little clarity on what she was bringing. I didn't really see this as a red flag, though, since I thought she was just shy or nervous. I know I was. But things started getting weird fast. For example, I told her that I had a mini fridge we could share, and that would mean she wouldn't have to buy one and could instead handle something else. She refused, saying that she didn't want to share a fridge and would instead be bringing her own, which is honestly like super normal. I don't think that's weird.
Yeah.
But OP says, okay, weird and inconvenient that our limited room space now had to accommodate an extra fridge, but she promised to also bring a couple extra things that I couldn't afford, so I was willing to shrug it off. And then we met. Jasmine's parents were really nice when I met them, friendly, saying that they really hoped we would be friends, that we'd look out for each other and all that good stuff. It made me pretty hopeful. That night, she and I drew up our roommate agreement form, and she asked if she could FaceTime her boyfriend from time to time since they were in a long-distance relationship. I was totally fine with that and agreed, since I was and still am in a long-distance relationship, and understood how it felt to not see your significant other. Well, it turns out that when she said FaceTime from time to time, she meant every single day. All hours of the day without headphones at full volume. Put your headphones on.
And whisper.
Make it so I can't.
Just FaceTiming you because my freaking roommate it is like really freaking and I hate them.
Dude,
That's
that'd
what
be
you should
so
do.
funny if that's the blatant conversations where it's like, yeah, she's still I would leave in the morning and she would be up talking to her boyfriend. Walking to the car together, talking to her boyfriend. Coming back from class, she'd be in her room as if she had never left, talking to her boyfriend. And every single night, I would have to deal with her talking to her boyfriend because they slept with FaceTime on. It got to the point where I did not feel comfortable changing clothes in my own room and would go to change in the community bathroom because I didn't want to risk her boyfriend seeing me undressed. It was at this time that I got officially diagnosed with depression as well as social and general anxiety, which was definitely not helped by my living situation. As a result, I struggled to do basic things like keep my desk clean or even get out of bed to go to classes. It was a rough time. Jasmine got fed up with my desk being piled with papers and school books after a bit, but instead of coming to me and asking me to clean it, she took pictures of everything and then emailed my dad using his professor school email and told him to tell me to clean up.
What a whack move. That is the wackest move.
Like you're gonna get whacked for pulling something that whack.
Whoa. You're going to be sleeping with the fishes.
No, not like that. I meant
6
like
feet
a,
under
like
your
a straight,
papers.
like a
on
straight
your
left,
desk.
like an exhibitionist boxing match. I got a confused text from my dad who was under the impression that she had asked me a lot of times to clean up and I just ignored her, when in reality I had never once been asked. Let it be known that Jasmine never cleaned her messes either. The room was covered in clumps of her hair. I know it's hers because she had black hair and I'm blonde. And she never swept. It got to the point where I would do all the cleaning for rune checks. Yet she complained about me the one time I didn't clean my desk during a depressive episode. Other things that happened I will list below because describing them all in detail will take too much time. Left her TV on full volume and then fell asleep with the remote hidden in her blankets somewhere. The TV was primarily controlled by that remote, and I could not find the power button and slept on a couch in the common area that night. Ooh, low key, I feel like you failed the survival check on that one. Like, unplug the TV from the wall. What are we doing? Pull the plug out of the TV.
The easiest thing to do.
The plug was hidden.
You can just go right up to the monitor and go and pull that right out, and it's off. Never actually brought the items for the room she had promised to bring. No rug, no cleaning supplies, no nothing. Number 3, told her boyfriend she wanted to flush my pet fish because he wasn't a pretty beta fish. I loved Fish and hearing the band Fish, and I heard this while wearing headphones that she thought were playing music. I kept a close eye on my fish after that.
Oh.
She also broke up with her boyfriend every few weeks, wailed about it loudly to her friends on, guess what, FaceTime.
So surprising.
And then they would get back together that same night. Not the worst thing ever, but if you're going to scream at your boyfriend over the phone, please don't do it while I'm studying in the room. 4, she sent me text saying I wasn't a good person, that she had never been rude to me, and that I should come correct when I spoke to her after I finally got up the nerve to confront her about her actions. She did the bad touch and talked dirty to her boyfriend while I was in bed, and she thought I was asleep. Needless to say, I didn't sleep well at all while that was going on. Also, OP, time to go, hey, I'm awake. Hey, I'm not asleep. Hey, I can hear you. Stop. I went to my RA multiple times and asked her to speak to Jasmine about this. She brought us in a few times for us to talk things out, but that was just a time for us to vent our feelings and for the RA to send us on our way without actually doing anything to help. And without her saying that, I was in a toxic environment, I didn't have grounds to move rooms, so I was stuck in this situation and nothing changed. This was also around the time when that story was going viral about the girl rubbed used tampons on her African-American roommate's things, and considering that I attended a Southern college in the heart of the Bible Belt with a predominantly white student population, and Jasmine was the only black girl on the hall, I wasn't sure how far the crazy would extend, and I didn't want to anger her to the point that she decided she would accuse me of being towards her. Looking back now, I know that wouldn't have made sense. Most of my friends at the time were and still are African American and all knew what was going on and would have vouched for me. But freshman year me was terrified. All of this came to the grand conclusion the week before finals. I lent her money earlier in the year, $20, and I had a night out with a friend that I wanted cash for. So I asked her to pay me back over text since I kept forgetting and wanted it in writing. Here's how it played out. Me, hey Jasmine, just wanted to let you know that I'm going out tonight and I would appreciate it if you could pay back that $20 I lent you in January.
Yeah, I'll do it, but I don't have the money.
I know for a fact that she has a job on campus that gives a paycheck every other week. Well, you've had months now, and I get that money can be tight, but I've given you a lot of time to pay me back, so please either Venmo me or leave it in cash on my desk. No reply. And then my phone rings, and it's Jasmine, so I answer it. Me, hey!
Who the F do you think you are?
Me,
You have no right to text my number asking me for money. I haven't paid in months. I don't have the money. Don't ever text me again. You don't have the right to speak to me that way. You should speak to me in person about this. Click.
Immediately hangs up. I immediately break down and cry for a while before calming down and deciding that I'll talk to her again after that night. Also, this is $20. Like, that was a lot of response.
I'm a college
for $20.
student. I'm broke.
Listen, man.
I've been in a spot where I can't afford $20, but it's like, I just mean more of like you don't have the right to message me. It's like, this is not that serious.
Yeah.
It's $20.
Nah. She's being very calm. Like, she's saying what she needs to say. Is like, hey, just like leave it on my desk and whatever. But I feel like her communication did not cross the line.
No, it didn't get to the point where she deserved to be like told off. No way. If she wants me to talk in person, then I'll do that too. I just want my money back. So when she gets back, I give her some time and then hesitantly bring up money again. She's a lot more calm this time, but still evasive.
Oh.
Jasmine.
Oh, yeah, I get that, but I haven't paid in months. They messed up something with my information, so I'm waiting on a bunch of paychecks.
Me. Oh, man, that sucks. I'm sorry, but you have been going to bars every weekend with your friends, so you seem to have money for that. So I'd really just like my $20.
Why the F are you all up in my business like that? That is so rude.
Well, you're talking on the phone all the time, so I hear, like...
Listening in on conversations is eavesdropping. You are so rude. That's what everyone in the halls thinks you are. Everyone says you're rude. That's why no one likes you or talks to you. That's why you don't have any friends.
Ouch. I knew I didn't have more than 1 or 2 friends on the hall, but that immediately triggered my social anxiety and made me think back over my actions and worry that the blame really was on me. So I'm trying not to cry now. Me raising my voice. Well, maybe if you actually used headphones and didn't talk on FaceTime all hours of the day, I wouldn't know all of your business. But you're pretty effing hard to ignore.
What the F did you just say to me? I have a boyfriend, and being in a long distance relationship is hard, and talking on FaceTime helps.
I know. I'm in a long-distance relationship, too. But I make sure I talk when you aren't in the room, or I leave the room. And I use headphones for privacy, and I don't talk all the time.
Well, you must have a terrible relationship, because I've never seen you FaceTime him.
And yet, we are going 2 years strong while you can't even last 3 weeks without a breakup. At that moment, my neighbor from the next room came over and knocked and asked for us to quiet down. Can you guys shut up, please?
No!
Okay. I got up and left my room, going to try to find somewhere quiet to cry. The girl next door, an actual angel of a girl, saw me and went with me downstairs, bringing the RA and sitting with me and bringing me tissues, while I sobbed and spilled everything about Jasmine to her and comforting me, saying that no one thought I was rude at all and that I was liked by many people on the hall. I was just not around to hear it. My RA finally decided to escalate things to her boss, who talked to me and Jasmine separately. And even though she could not do anything for us, she promised to give me priority housing next year and pulled strings to get me into the nicest housing on campus, where I have suite style living with my own private room. And I'll have that for the rest of my college career. Jasmine paid me my $20 because I had her agreeing in writing that she owed me and could not deny the fact. And then I blocked her and deleted all connections to her after she moved out. I was ready to forget all about her and move on. There's no real victory here. This isn't revenge or anything, but I do have some closing info you might find satisfying. So remember how I said that my dad was a professor teaching a required class? Well, for some reason, Jasmine decided to take his course, meaning that at the end of the semester, I got all the details from my dad regarding her behavior in his class. By the way, we're gonna tell your dad on you. If you don't listen to full episodes with stories like this,
Ooh, what are you gonna do?
we will be informing the faculty.
Oh, God.
And they're going to report back to us whether or not you've gone to Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts from and have searched OK Storytime, because that is all you need to do to find a bottomless well of juicy episodes that you can just draw from at any moment. I never had to deal with an RA. I didn't go to university like that, so I can't speak.
Same.
But at the same time, I can say that, like, clearly you needed more evidence, so gather more evidence. You should definitely be able to be like, hey, can you not be on the phone all the time? Like, it's distracting. I'm trying to focus on studying, or can you just use headphones? And if she's like, no, absolutely not, then it's like, I'm going to, I guess, talk to the RA about this, because it's like, I feel like I need a new roommate. I feel like we're not getting along.
Yeah.
Turns out, Jasmine missed so often, did absolutely no homework, and did so poorly on exams that he had no choice but to fail her. And when I checked the student registry this year, she is no longer attending the school because, if I had to guess, I would say it's because she never went to classes and spent most of her study time on her phone. As for me, I am still at this school. I have 3 great sweet mates, with 2 more good friends moving in next year. I have a solid GPA, a healthier mental state, a stable relationship, have kept my scholarship, and most importantly, I've grown a spine with the help of therapy, anxiety medication, and realizing my own self-worth. So I'd say I came out on top. Karma's a B to B's. And that is the end of that story.